Famous Guitars, episode 21. Thank you so much for waiting for my Famous Guitars videos. Got a lot more on the way, but right now I want to talk about this guitar right here. And of course, I'm talking about one of the most desirable Fender Stratocasters to ever face the planet, and that, of course, is Eric Clapton's own Blackie Stratocaster. Blackie is one of the most recognized celebrity-associated instruments in the history of the electric guitar, and it served Slowhand's needs for a decade and a half until its retirement in the mid-1980s. Clapton was long ago quoted as saying about this instrument, "It's become a part of me." So the history of this guitar is going to be looked at through the eyes of Lee Dickinson, who has been Eric Clapton's guitar tech since 1979. And what most people don't really realize about the Blackie is it's pretty much a parts caster from several different other Stratocasters. So Dickinson's recollection goes something like this. He bought a bunch of Strats in 1970 when they were going for nearly nothing. Bought them back in England, gave a few to his buddies like Pete Townsend and Steve Winwood, and out of the bunch that was left, he took a 56 body, a 57 neck, and the pickups from a third guitar and made Blackie. He liked the look of the black body, the feel of the neck from one of the other guitars, and the sound of the pickup assembly from yet another guitar. The Strat has been seen and heard on a myriad of albums, tours, and performances, and Clapton's instrument of choice for his band's 3-song performance at Live Aid. Umpteen memorable riffs, licks, such as the 2-chord anchor to Clapton's cover of J.J. Cale's Cocaine, were evoked on this guitar. Tulsa resident Willie Spears teched for Clapton from 1975 to 1979. Spears can be seen in The Last Waltz, a documentary of the band's final performance, as Clapton hands Blackie to him following Further On Up the Road. "We saw Cale perform in London," Spears recounted, "and Eric sent me to get the lyrics to Cocaine. We were doing Lay Down Sally that night, which sounds a lot like the Cale song. He always had several guitars in the studio, but he always went back to Blackie." You can also note the missing vibrato arm. Clapton doesn't use a whammy bar, but according to Dickinson, he likes vibrato guitars, but we block the vibrato behind the bridge and tighten up the vibrato springs, so it stays pretty solid. The guitar has had an expected history of maintenance and minor repairs. It had more than one fret job, pickup adjustments, and at one point, Spears removed the 3-position toggle and notched it to create a 5-position switch. Dickinson also replaced the volume pot. As for the cosmetics, video and photos from the 70s show that some of the gouges were already on the body back in that era. Of course, the cigarette burns on the headstock simply add to the instrument's character, if you will. According to Christie's.com, the Blackie did go up for auction on June 24th, 2004, and closed with a listing of $959,500. You can read more about this guitar at vintageguitar.com. And there it is, your Famous Guitars, episode 21. And thank you so much for being patient with me, and keep watching for more, and like, share, and follow for more Famous Guitars.